welcome to another video. If you're new here, we are working on a metal building conversion and we're almost to move in. I know it doesn't look like it, but currently we're in a 600 square foot house with 5 people and we are desperately trying to get out of it and get into a larger space. So we've got 1,900 square feet total here, but we're finishing out all but the little side of the house that we're gonna do later, but it'll still be an upgrade for us. But we're gonna save some money and finish out the master bedroom, bathroom, and my office next year. Which we're at the end of the year here, it's December. And that's just gonna be an ongoing project back there, but I'm gonna try to get some things done on this side of the house that we're moving into today. I'm going to be working on the tile surround for the bathroom. So we got this Schluter-Curdy membrane put up. It is a waterproofing membrane. We put it directly over the drywall. So we did end up priming our drywall because we had filled some of the gaps before we realized that we don't need to do that. And they said that if you're going to have mud behind it, you're gonna need to prime it with a latex primer. So we did that. And then we put up our Schluter-Curdy membrane. And you only had to go about 2 or 3 inches above the shower head, but I went ahead and just gave it a good chunk in there, but we're taking the tile all the way to the ceiling. So this is the tile we're gonna be putting up today. It's a 12 by 24. I do have to clean my tile saw. I was gonna buy a new one because I didn't realize that we had one. I'd been calling around to see if anybody else had one, and then went out to the storage and realized we do have one. It's disgusting, and I don't know how long it's been like that. But we had one, and so I was like, I'm just gonna see if this thing will turn on. And sure enough, the thing still works. So yes, it does need to be cleaned up, and I bought a blade replacement, so I'm gonna do that as well. But thankful that I didn't have to drop $150 on a new tile saw, a wet saw. So that's good. That's one area we get to save money this time, so I'm excited about that. But I'm gonna go start cleaning out my tile saw. Miss Ruby is over here with me. She got out of the gate and I was like, well, I'll just take her today. So you might hear her whining around a little bit. Isn't that right, Ruby? Ruby's ready to move too. The floors are cleaning up nicely. We just mop them every time we come over to work. So I was mopping them barefooted last time. So we're just trying to get this haze off. We still have a little bit of a haze from all the drywall dust and things. And then there's a couple spots that I need to like really scrub. But it's coming along. It's coming along. And also Jason has started cutting in. He's gonna finish cutting in this side tonight. And then we're gonna start rolling the walls. So we're getting somewhere with it. This is the Repost gray color. It looks a little darker in here because it's a contrast, of course, with the white walls. But it's actually a nice light gray color. And it's got like brown tones and gray tones, so we really like it. Here, also, he's done the electrical in here, so we just have to get plates on. And I think that's why he did this first, so now he can stick plates on and put the child-proof prong things in there. So all these will be covered. All these will be covered tonight. So I better quit talking and get started because I got my work cut out for me today.
I was ruled out with no bailout on my own, all alone, left to bleed out. But I rose up from the ground, just like I was spellbound. All the odds were against me, so I picked up the pace, and now I'm in the race. Give me some space. I'm a movement and I ain't losing. Gonna go, 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 go. Like a bullet, won't take no. You should know, no, no, no. I'm about to explode. fold and give in. I can't win in this game, no. But you can hear me laughing. I'm the new thing in this field. You should kneel instead of me now. Yeah, I rose up from the dead. Your words inside my head. All the odds were against me. But now I lead ahead with grace. I'm winning this race. Give me some space. I'm a movement and I ain't losing. Gonna go, 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 go. Like a bullet, won't take no. You should know, no, no, no. I'm about to explode. I ain't asking for permission, no. I don't have to say I'm sorry. I ain't staying in the background, no. 'Cause I don't need your worry. I'm a movement and I ain't losing. Gonna go, 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 go. Like a bullet, won't take no. You should know, no, no, no. I'm about to explode.
Okay, so I got my mortar mixed up. We're waiting 10 minutes and then we're gonna remix it and start applying over here. I did go ahead and plan out my tile. I measured everything and I know that we've got some unevenness on the walls. So what I did was we're gonna start in this corner and move over here, and we are gonna have to cut this side, but in the end it'll be better because up here we won't be having to cut it because it's off up there. So if we start over here, we may have a little gap over here, but I think that the tile will cover it in the end on this other wall. So, but I have my tiles planned out. I just measured the tiles and tried to come up with how many would fit and all that good stuff. So we'll see if we're right or not. I always get a little nervous when I start a tiling job. I hope I'm gonna like it because tile's expensive and this is what I picked out. I picked this color out on my own. Ollie kind of told me what he wanted. I had to convince Jay a little bit to get it. So I'm hoping that it ends up looking nice and it's what we wanted. But I'm nervous, I always get a little nervous. So here's the 5-minute wait before we remix that mortar and get started. There's no going back for me. Once I stick that up there, there's no going back. So hopefully we did everything right. And the Curdy membrane's on there correctly. But yeah, so I get nervous too when I'm doing projects, just so you know. Also, this skill saw cleaned up pretty good. It's got a new blade anyway. We're gonna take it outside. Jay ran an extension cord out there for me. I'm probably just gonna end up having to do it on the ground, so I need to kind of clear off a space. But yeah, we're gonna cut the little tiles and do all the little things and get some tiling done. two. We got a little bit more, probably one more row, not a full row on top, and two more pieces. This is how far I got before Colton needed me. I just ran out of mud and they came back out here and said he was awake. So, and this is his second nap because he was in there playing with Daddy and all that. And he was all good. And then Jay got him to sleep, and second nap, he's done. I put dinner in the Instant Pot before I finished up. We got dinner waiting on us over there, and Jay went to get me some clean water so I can clean up. I do not like leaving the tub like this. I definitely don't want to create any permanent staining or anything, so I always clean it up in between days, and I don't want to leave any big pieces of mortar or anything to adhere to the concrete because we are living on the concrete for a little while, so we want it to remain nice and pretty. But yeah, that's where we've gotten so far. They're really dark tiles. I've never worked with the 12 by 24s before, but I'm really liking them. I really like working with it because you put it up so fast because they're such big pieces. We're gonna get this all cleaned up and go eat dinner in just a little bit. And tomorrow we'll come back out and I'll bring you with me and we'll see how much I get done tomorrow. I do need to go get some hole saws. Those are in the middle of a tile. So, and that's gonna be, one tile has two. So I'm gonna have Jay help me with those because I'm not the best at calculating where things go. I'm actually pretty terrible at it. So I need to get some of those, but I can still do this wall all the way up before I go get that. So we'll just see how far we get. Hello, it's day 2 of this tile work. Yesterday we didn't get out here. We took a Saturday off, which we haven't had in a really long time, but we had some Christmas shopping to get done and we went and saw Avatar in theaters, 3D. It was pretty good. If you haven't seen it, I think it was worth watching in 3D at the movie theater. I really do. But it was about 45 minutes too long for me. I feel like they could have cut some fish, okay? But Colton enjoyed it for the most part. He slept through a lot of it and he watched a lot of it, and then the last 15 minutes he was like, nah, ready to go. that's as far as I got. I got the profile put in. That's a little metal piece that goes behind the tile. But yeah, I ran out of tile mortar, so I gotta go get some. I just kind of took off what I could for the rest of that profile. And I will finish that tomorrow and work on this side. Hello and welcome to the next day. It's actually been a couple days. It's the day after Christmas. We took a little break for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It was kind of nice, except for the fact that we have 3 days before my brother comes and hooks up the water. So now we have to play catch up a little bit because we did take a break. So I'm gonna finish that tile work today. Jay is also working on building a water heater stand. This is where our water heater goes. That's just the weird light. That's not the wall, by the way. And that's the water heater pan that we got so we can figure out the size. We picked up the water heater day before Christmas Eve. I had to call because it had been sitting there for a week at the little hub that they delivered it to. And I was like, I need that water heater. Like, it's gonna have to get here. I understand that everybody's trying to ship stuff right now, but I gotta have it now. So they sent it the next day. So I don't know what they were actually doing or why it took so long, but we now have the water heater. We did get a short and stocky one because that's all they had in stock. Jason picked out a Bradford white. That's what he wanted. It's superior in some way. I'm sure he can tell you that later. Something about it doesn't have sediment as much as the others, and they're just more reliable and more durable, but it is something we had to special order because nobody around here carries it, or definitely not in stock. I just got done mixing my mortar up, and now I'm just cleaning off a spot here. I cannot find my little thing that attaches my camera to put it on a tripod, so I'm sure we're gonna get some terrible shots today, and it may be minimal shots also. But I'm about to put the laser level on this vertical over here so I can put in the tile edging. That's what the tile edging looks like. Here, it's kind of hard to see. So that's what it looks like when it's in, but that's the tile edging. You can kind of see up there, it goes underneath the tile, and you mortar that in and then put your tile up. I'm gonna ignore that spot till last because all these things need to be done so I can get the water turned on in here and get all the guts of the shower and everything connected. It's been taking me a long time to tile, but I'm just trying to go slow and steady and not wear myself out too much because I'm already wore out. Last update on the tile because it's finished. I did not film grouting this. It was a huge mess. You can see the indication of that, black everywhere. Was black grout the best way to go? I think it looks really, really nice and I love it, but it was difficult. I am gonna have to, I still haven't put caulking in the corners. I'm gonna get some black caulking and put that in the corners, and clean it up a little bit more, but that's mortar showing through, but once the caulking goes on there, it won't be there. And we're gonna do the caulking here after we paint. Shower tile is finished. That looks really nice. My brother is coming to hook up all the water and stuff and put in our trim kit. Jason also finished his box that the water heater goes on. We decided to go ahead and cover it in drywall, and I've got that, I put corners on, and we're just kind of letting that dry. We'll caulk this with flex caulk. Maybe it's silicone. He tells me that the flexi stuff is called silicone. Whatever, I don't care. But we're gonna fill these holes so you won't see those. And we're also gonna paint this the same color as the wall color. The top is primed right now. The sides are not finished out quite yet. But the top is what's important because he's coming very soon. Anyway, Anyway, 2 more projects down. Now all we need is water out here. So we've got our well person that's supposed to come and move our pressure tank and split the water between this house and the other house. And then we have the final water hookups and shutoffs on this house. And we have the toilet. And we did get this, it's a laundry sink, really. But we found it on Marketplace. The door is broken. I'm gonna see if I can fix that. But it was in the box still. So like everything's new except the door was broken. So that's probably why it was on Marketplace. I think they probably got it at a pallet place. What you doing? I'm sweeping. Is you sweeping? Is you sweeping like mommy was? Oh, wow. Good job. Good job, buddy. This is gonna be our temporary kitchen sink, and we're gonna get a couple of fold-out tables, probably one for here. My kitchen table will go here, and I'll probably cook on that, so we don't melt any, you know, temporary tables or anything. But we're gonna have a nice temporary setup while I build cabinets and take my time doing that, and I'm just gonna try to enjoy that process and not stress about it too much, because we will have something that works. So that's what we're dealing with. And as soon as we get water over here, we're ready to move. It could be this weekend, who knows? I'll cross my fingers for that. Cross your fingers for me too. But I want to thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to chat with you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.